Welcome back everybody to a brand new Fortnite video. My name's MasterOv, and today I'm going to be bringing you the top 5 things I think that need to change or need to be brought into Fortnite Mobile. Now I'm also going to be playing this gameplay that I actually just got before this. This was my first match this morning, and this actually brings most of the stuff I'm about to talk to in play. You get to see the majority of it, and stay to the end because the ending of this gameplay might just make you cry. It seriously, I basically cried. Yeah, I cried. But anyway, without further ado, make sure you hit the like button if you like this video, subscribe if you're new around here, and don't forget to turn on that notification bell. Okay, so Fortnite. Now, Fortnite Mobile is a massive success. It's an absolute outstanding game. Like, it's absolutely outstanding. You can't believe that this game has been able to port over to mobile so well and be able to run down to the iPhone 6S, I believe, which is crazy. That's really old technology in terms of, you know, how quickly the tech changes in today's game. But to be able to have this full-fledged, full open world battle royale game in your pocket is amazing. But there are obviously a few tweaks. Now, this is in beta, this is early access, this is invite only, so this isn't really the full release yet. And I don't think this game will ever become full release, like most games don't in today's day. They kind of always are in beta, it seems. But that's not a bad thing because it means the developers have more time to tweak things, change things up, and try different things. So let's kick off this little 5 list that I have here that I've just been thinking about while I've been playing. First of all, the button layout. Now, the button layout isn't bad, but it's not great. I'm surprised it came out like this, to be totally honest, and I'm really surprised there is zero customization. I, for one, would love to have the bottom on the left there. You can see the hand icon. I'd rather have that on the right, probably underneath the jumping icon, just because I can't aim and shoot and move around at the same time unless I'm using my thumb on the left stick, my left index finger on the trigger, and then my right thumb to move around, because nobody in their right mind can tap to shoot on their right thumb and look and be accurate. It's just not possible. It's really not possible to do. And that's why they've added the aim assist. More on aim assist a little bit later. But it's definitely button layout. Now, for one, I would prefer to be able to enlarge the buttons, move them around, and create a custom gamepad for how I enjoy my mobile games. So the way I would do it is the left analog stick would still be over there, but it would be a little bit bigger, it'd be up a little bit more and to the left. The fire button would be on the right, kind of in the dead zone on the right there, and the other buttons would all be brought down into kind of my periphery. I personally play, like when I'm looking around, I don't actually use my right thumb, I use my right index finger and swipe the middle of the screen. So I'm using my right index finger in the middle of the screen, and then my thumb is actually controlling all the other buttons. I find this works a lot better, it gives me a lot more accuracy, and it just allows me to do kind of a lot more moves that most people won't be able to do, like run, turn, and jump at the same time. That's really, really tough to do. And if you're using something like, let's say, a Sling Pro or a controller joystick that you stick onto your screen so that you can have an actual physical joystick, this also covers up the axe button that you can see on the left there, or the fire button, making it even harder, and meaning you have to tap the right side of the screen, and I really, really don't like that. Also, I'd like to see them add in the potential thought of gyro aiming, so you can use the gyroscopic sensors in the iPad to actually aim. So when this is only going to be down for full scope and potentially small movements, but when you're scoping, sometimes using the thumbstick, it's not the best, it's quite inaccurate. And gyro aiming would allow you just to tilt your iPad just a tiny bit. Loads of games have done it and it's worked amazingly, and it just means you can turn very, very slightly left and right, because when you're aiming 200 meters, you know, a millimeter movement of your guy's weapon masses a crazy gap on the other side of the screen because you're moving so much because he's so far away. So maybe a little bit of gyro aiming, a little bit of gyro looking around, so that when you're running forward, you can just tilt left and right slightly to have a little look around. Maybe turn his head. Like, think of the gyro aiming as turning his head. That would be quite a cool thing to do. But I think that would be quite nice. And also, I would really like the option to have 2 proper analog sticks. Now, we've got the one on the left, but the left analog stick is actually the left side of the screen, so you don't have to hold down there in the bottom left. In fact, I don't think I do most of the time. And on the right, there actually is no analog stick. You just move the screen around as if you're trying to look around the map. I would love 2 fixed analog sticks that you can obviously place, but 2 solid analog sticks like you would on the PlayStation controller, the Xbox controller, etc. That would be really, really cool, and it would make some people that can't do the swiping on the screen and the moving, etc., but they do know how to use analog sticks, it'd make their gameplay way, way better. So that's number 1, generally just the customization, the UI, the user interface, and how we actually interact with the game. I love like that the doors open automatically, brilliant little addition. I like picking up weapons automatically and then you get to swap them just by tapping them. I think that works really well. But one problem I have had is when there's loads of weapons, I struggle to get the right one when they're like stacked on top of each other. So maybe when you go over one that has loads of weapons, a little pop-up comes above all those weapons and it tells you each one in like a box, and you can just select the box. So there's like 4 boxes and you can be like, right, I want the rare assault rifle, or I want the med kit, rather than having to like randomly shuffle through them until you finally get the correct one. Anyway, moving on to number 2, and I want to bring back the point I made earlier about aim assist. It is really, really annoying. Don't get me wrong, aim assist is needed, and you do need some sort of aim assist. And the aim assist can be quite dramatic on this game, but it can also completely throw you off. I've had many a time where I think that the aim assist is working, and I'm like, okay, I don't really need to turn much yet. And then all of a sudden, I turn slightly, the aim assist locks off, so it turns off, and my character just kind of skew-whiffs all the way to the right. This might show actually gyro aiming that I was talking about here. You see here, it's quite tough to get these little, get the crosshair moving. Like here, if I move it quite a lot. Gyro aiming here for that tiny little millimeter would have been really, really cool, I think. I was actually able to control it quite well there, but gyro aiming, definitely something that should come in, I think, anyway, as an addition. But anyway, back to aim assist. The aim assist is really good, but it also makes one gun super powerful, and I'm going to do a full video on that later. For some guns, like the assault rifle, I don't enjoy it, but you can actually turn your assault rifle, even the semi-automatic, turns into an automatic. If you double tap the right side and then hold down, it just automatically sprays, and I was really surprised about that because I don't think it does that in the PlayStation version. Actually, I need to have a look. Let me know in the comment section, does it auto-fire in the PlayStation version, or do you have to keep tapping? I'm pretty sure you have to keep tapping, but I'll have a look about that. Anyway, the auto-aim when you're using such guns like the assault rifle, I find really bad, and it doesn't really seem to work for me, whereas with the shotgun, the SMG, it is so good because you are close quarters and you don't really need to aim. I just wish it wasn't quite as locked on when you got close to someone. You'll actually probably be able to see here. Let's have a look at this gameplay. So I've got my shotty out, which is a must. And let's see. So I aim roughly at him. And, oh, okay, first shot. But, it keeps me roughly intact. It kind of keeps me in the zone. And it's good. But on guns that are really accurate, like, for example, the legendary Scar L, auto-aim is shocking on it. Because the gun is so accurate, it sometimes auto-aims close enough and you have to do the final tweak. But when you do that final tweak, you move miles off the screen. So I've had gunfights with someone with a common SMG. I've had a legendary Scar L, and they have whooped my butt. Like, seriously, they've completely destroyed me just because the Scar L, with its semi-automatic fire and the auto-aim, I just haven't been able to work it very well. Anyway, point 3. The building, or, can we make a building specific thing for mobile only? And obviously I'm going to go through all this. The building is good. It's relatively easy. The building mode is quite quick and quite fun. You can just kind of hold down in an auto build, but it gets it wrong lots of the time. I should have gone and saved him here. I don't know why I waited. I didn't know where the enemy was that was shooting him. So I just kind of waited, and then he died, and I was like, nuts. He's definitely up here somewhere. But yeah, so the building is good, but sometimes it can build in front of you that you didn't want to. It can build a staircase on top of you that you didn't want to do. I think there's going to be a guy building here, and I want to show you this example in a second. But you can see here that he's building, and you see it's not keeping the straight line for him, and he's taking forever. Look at that. He took forever there to try and build that ledge because the one before built way too low for him, which allowed me to get the kill. But, again, that might have been his mistake, but I'm pretty sure it's just down to the kind of auto building thing. And what I think would be really cool for mobile only, guys, and take this with a pinch of salt because it could be done many different ways, is an auto build process. For example, if you have enough resources, and you're running down and you want to build a little house. Just a simple square box with a roof, a floor, and 4 walls. That should be an automatic button, and you should be able to press it almost like you do an emote. You just press it, and then all of a sudden your character spins around. Doesn't do it faster, maybe does it a little bit slower, maybe a half speed, you know, to what, you know, you could do on the PlayStation or something. But it builds a perfect house for you. Or it builds a perfect ramp up with a front protection, which is 2 sides, a wall at the front, and then a ramp going up there. Because that's what I do here. So, for example, look, I spin around. You know, I'm fairly quick at it. It worked pretty well, but then it's the flick over, and boom, there's the house built. But if that could, like, auto do it for me, so then I could heal up, I think that would be a really cool strategy. Again, this wouldn't work on console versions, but I'm only thinking about the mobile users and the mobile interface and how hard it is. It would just make the game seem a lot more interesting, but it will also make you feel a lot more professional, because like everyone can go and build these cool things, get themselves healed up and whatever. And considering the speed that this game mode like runs at anyway on mobile, you know, people are pretty slow on it and they're pretty careful about what they're doing. It would just speed it up, and I think it would be quite a cool addition. And also things like, you know, if you have a trap, you can also automatically set the trap down, all this other stuff. But this is the biggest thing. How the heck do I edit one of my buildings once I've built it in mobile mode? I have zero idea. You can see that I tried everything and nothing came up, so I just had to hit my wall out in the end. Why couldn't I create a door? I don't know. That's something that needs to be way, way clearer, because in mobile, you know, I think there should be a little pop-up on maybe the bottom right of the screen, and you should get the squares, and then you can just drag with your finger, rather than dragging on the screen, oh, sorry, and moving the character around and getting confusing. What if a little pop-up comes up, like almost a little mini game in the bottom right, and you can just swipe what you want. You can swipe your door, you can swipe the staircase. I think that would be pretty cool. I think I should work for Epic Games. I think these sound pretty good ideas. Anyway, on to point number 4. This one is gonna get some mixed reviews, because I don't know why actually. I said I was gonna say because it's definitely controller support. Now, controller support is coming 100%. You cannot deny the fact that Epic Games have said controller support is coming for iOS and Android devices, and they think it will definitely be a good thing to the game. So saying that it's unfair or whatever, I don't agree with personally. And some people say, why would you play with a controller? Why can't you just play on your PlayStation? Well, a lot of people don't have the, you know, the funds and just the luck of life to have a PlayStation or a computer and a mobile device. Most people, in fact, have a mobile device, be it iPad, iPod Touch, or an iPhone, over a games console. And now you can start seeing why, because games consoles are almost, you know, fighting with mobile devices now to keep their players. It's a tough one. So why can't those people enjoy the controller experience? Now, some people are saying, oh, it's not mobile. Well, it is, because a lot of the mobile controller grips now, actually, you slot your phone in, and it's just like playing with the Nintendo Switch, which we'll come to in a second. So it's very much like playing like this, but instead of having your fingers all over the screen, you can have them comfortably on a tactile joystick or controller, and the controls will be so much better, so much cleaner, and so much easier. And I think it would stop a lot of people raging and getting annoyed at the game, because for me, for example, I don't mind touch controls. I'm pretty good at touch controls, but when the controller comes out, I probably won't play it on the PlayStation 4 near as much, because I'll be enjoying it here on my iPad, wherever I want, because graphically this is good enough for me. It's just missing that controller support, and obviously they've stopped jailbroken iPhones from being able to play the game so that you can't mod it and add controller support, which I totally get. And yeah, fair dues, keep this game as clean as you can, perfect idea, but come on, controller support is definitely needed. I also hinted at the Switch there. Fortnite themselves, Epic Games, have kind of said a couple of times that they've mentioned the Switch when talking about Fortnite. I know Ninja has as well, and he said that they might have something coming up. So I'm pretty looking forward to that. If it comes out on the Switch and it looks as good as the iPad, I expect it to look a little bit better than the iPad Pro, just in terms of render distance and stuff. I will be playing on the Switch. 100%, it's going to be absolutely awesome. Actually, hit the like button down below. Let's get as many likes on this as we can to try and get a Nintendo Switch port in here. That would just, like, everyone then could play it, and we can play all of our friends. Absolutely brilliant. For my 5th little kind of idea here, it's first-person mode. Now, first-person mode has been talked about, obviously, on the console version as well, because you can actually play first-person mode in their other game mode on here. But what if they made an exclusive for the mobile devices first-person mode? Not only would this obviously get loads of people that have it on PlayStation, Xbox and stuff to download it, not like they're having problems with their fan base downloading the game, but it would just make such a good incentive, and for us mobile gamers, it would give us that little bit of a like a, hey guys, we know you love the game, have this on us. This is for you guys for playing on your phone. Yeah, the graphics aren't as good, the render distance aren't, and you guys are getting a way tougher gaming experience, but we respect that. Have this. And then they hand over first person mode. I think it could be really cool. It would definitely change the dynamics of the game. If you've ever played PUBG in first person compared to third person, in first person, everybody is way, way more tactical. And I think the reason for that is you can't do this. You see what I'm doing right now? I'm not showing myself, but I can see everybody I want to see, which is, it's good, but also it's really, really annoying because it means everyone stays under cover and people don't really come out. They get scared and they kind of hide away. Whereas if it's in first person mode, you can't do that. If you want to look over, you've got to put your head over and, you know, step the game up. And I think that could be a really cool thing. There's a good example of the building mode there that kind of screwed me over. You see it built that wall and I didn't want it to. But yeah, I think that could be really cool. Anyway, let me know in the comments if there's any additional things you want to see in the mobile version or any cool ideas you have. And let's get this community thriving. I think this YouTube channel could be massive for Fortnite Mobile. I think we could get it going. Get all your friends over here. We can discuss it. We can play games together and all that goodness. So that's my top 5. Now to the gameplay. Okay, so a mobile game. I've got 10 kills. This was my first game this morning. You can see it's at 10 a.m. up there in the top right. I'm recording this as of 10:29 a.m. And I've done super well. My teammates have all died. I've wiped out several teams and whatnot. But this is where it starts going a little bit out of hand. You can currently see that there are 4 players remaining. So there's me and 3, which I believe are all on that other team over there. And the circle's coming in as a water finish. They're definitely in the house. And the water finish is kind of the worst thing in my eyes. I'm running out of metal, and I need to build over there, but I also want to get some hits out. So I see a guy popping his head out there. I take a few pops at him, and bang, he goes down. So that brings it down to 3, which means 2 people plus me, and I'm just checking my back. I've got to make sure, right, no one's around here. There's definitely no one around me. If I build up a wall here, it will stop people jumping straight over and coming to get me. I also make it a little bit tighter just so that I don't waste as many materials. There's no point going 3 deep. Like, I believe in going 2 wide, just in case someone shoots down one of them, you've got extra support. But yeah, so I start building out, right? Here I go, happily building away, trying to get out there. The storm starts coming in. No one's contesting me at this point. And I'm wondering, are they all over there? Or are they behind me? Are they above me? So I start building up. Again, 1 too early, which means I have to use my wood. Really annoyed about that. Then I use my brick, create a little zone here. Again, this would have been great if I had fast building mode or something. And boom, up we go. So, we're in the circle. We're structurally sound, structurally safe. And now it's time to keep an eye on the enemy. So there's currently 2 other people alive. I'm double checking they're not behind me. The circle's getting tight. I can't see anyone in the water. Someone's just died. Doesn't say how. That's something actually that could be added to the game. And now I'm like, right, where is this kid? Where is this final guy? He's got to be in that house because there he is. He starts building. And I'm like, yeah, this is going to be easy. This guy looks really scared, timid in that corner. Let's start popping off a few shots. I start popping off a few shots right here, and I kind of ruined the game for me when I don't touch my analog stick properly. Instead of touching it further down, I actually start a lot higher up, and that auto locks. Did you see that? And kills me. I just want to replay that for you right now. It auto locks forward. You see that? Because it thought I double tapped, walked me forward, and killed me. Please, Epic Games. Please, take that off this game. Please, it's so annoying. Please make it a button in the top right or something, not on the analog stick. Why is it on the analog stick? It completely kills me, like, and I've done this many a time accidentally. Anyway, they're my top 5 ideas. I think this game's awesome. I'm absolutely loving it. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Oh, I can't believe how that game ended. 11 kills, should have been 12. I don't know. Until next time, my friends, thank you so much for watching. Peace out.